We are still in the Tuamotus and we have just sailed down from Toa Atoll to the north pass of Fakarava, where we have dropped anchor. It is a 14 nautical mile sail, so not too far.
So at the moment we've actually just come on the dinghy out to the north pass in Fakarava, and we can see our friends coming through the pass on their boat. Well, we think it's them over there, Bright Star. They've just come through the pass on their way back from Tahiti, or actually Moorea. Looks a bit rough out there today, but we're looking for a place to snorkel. So out here in the pass, we're on the entrance to the pass here. It is super clear today. It's absolutely incredible. We're doing fish spotting from the dinghy here, really. We're not even having to go in. Oh, that's a huge coral trout. Just down here. What a place. I mean, we're really looking forward to getting in the water here and having a good look around. So we're going to go a little bit further in front here, make sure we're not in any current, so we can all snorkel safely and nobody disappears out of the pass. And
I'd like to come here at slack.
We've got some rain in the clouds behind us here, but I think that's going to pass well behind us. And then we'll head back to the boat, have some breakfast, and start giving the boat a little bit of a clean up. The boys are keen to clean the boat, so we'll get that done.
No, I'm not keen.
We find a perfect spot to jump in the water for a snorkel and enjoy seeing all the different types of fish and coral.
This is a yellow trumpet fish, which prey on shrimp and other small fish. They only hunt during the day and sometimes approach their prey vertically.
There is also always a black reef-tip shark lurking close by. We do enjoy their company.
This is quite a large eel. We're not sure if we trust them enough to get closer, so we keep our distance. I think this is a moray eel. Morays rely mostly on their highly developed sense of smell, lying in wait to ambush prey.
Now this one looks like a trumpet fish, but we believe it's a cornet fish. Look how pointed its tail is. They can grow up to 2 meters, though we have never seen any that big.
We think this is an albino grouper. Let me know if I'm wrong.
He's definitely lighter in colour than the others we've seen.
These are the blue-green chiromas. Usually when we see them, they are close to coral, where they can hide when a predator is around.
Another black-tip shark. We're glad that Dylan isn't spearfishing. As you saw in our previous episodes, these sharks will come and take the fish from you.
These 2 fish here with white around their eyes are raccoon butterfly fish. They spend their days tirelessly pecking at coral and rock formations with their long, thin snouts in search of coral polyps, worms, and other small invertebrates.
Out of the water again, we motor along the shore looking for a place to beach. Nathan assumes his normal position as dinghy figurehead.
That looks great, doesn't it? Any coconuts up there though? Nice, isn't it?
As the rain makes its way to us, we make a dash back to Mokara. Dylan is still out there spearfishing somewhere.
Yeah, if you want to come with me, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. But you need to come now, Nathan. Without a shirt, let's just go.
Nathan and I drop clear off, then head off to pick Dylan up and bring him back to Mokara.
Hello. You see him?
After a shower, it is time for some games.
Looks like a tough game.
I'm not playing for fun, I'm playing for the beer.
We don't have any beer on board, sadly. Not even for your father. Just about to have some lunch here. We're in the north pass of Fakarava at anchor. It was actually quite a nice day yesterday, well, a reasonable day yesterday. And today we're being hit with 30 knots of wind. It's choppy, the wind is changing direction. It's a pretty unpleasant day. And we're slowly getting closer and closer to the shore here as the wind changes direction. We've really got to hope that it doesn't move too much further, otherwise we might have to move our location, which will be pretty nasty. So we've got a 32 kilogram Bruce in front, and I'm going to just show you what it's like out here. Been a pretty consistent wind. You can just see the other three mast lights here in front of us probably, and they are moving quite a bit. It's two catamarans and one monohull, and yeah, it would have been nicer to be further in the sort of northeast corner, a lot more sheltered, but hopefully tomorrow we're going to get the chance to move. Well, we're still here at the North Pass entrance to Fakarava, and the wind is still blowing. It's calmed down a little bit, so you can see the sea is flattened out. But we are getting the odd gust through here, a bit of rain and so forth. All the other yachts along this anchorage have moved, bar one. And our intention is to go up to sort of the northeast corner up there, and then we'll be sheltered from the northerly winds and the northeasterlies and easterlies which are coming through at the moment. We can pick up our school books or Dylan's school books in the morning, and they're due to start school, so yeah, I think that's a good idea really. Well, the wind's picked up again. It's making motoring a bit of a challenge. We're obviously going fairly slow. We're going straight into the wind and the sea, although it's not too bouncy on Macaro, but it does just slow you down the swell. So we're going to head up closer to the shoreline here, get a bit more protection, and then we're going to turn to starboard and go to the north corner, or northeast corner of Fakarava. I think it should settle down though after this cloud is passed over, and then we should have a lighter wind as we get there. That's what I'm hoping at least, but we'll see what happens. And we had a good look at the North Pass as we were fairly close to it. We could see it, huge big waves in there, so I just hope nobody's going to try and come in there today. Yacht services, something else. So what have you got there?
School.
Well, sound a bit more enthusiastic.
School.
So how long have you been waiting for this stuff?
A long time.
A long time. So you got loads. You got 2 boxes that arrived there. That's great at Fakarava Yacht Services. And how do those books look? I mean, I know you've only looked at the outside of them,
They
but
look nice.
all right. So you got to beaver your way through all of that, eh?
Yeah.
You can sense Dylan's excitement about receiving all these school books to work through. It's Saturday night here in Fakarava on the dock. I've just come to see what the boys are up to at the football pitch. I suspect they're having a game against the locals, but there are a lot of people fishing here on the dock, and this is what they seem to do on a Friday and Saturday and Sunday night. Catch a lot of little fish here, and obviously eating those for dinner. But quite a nice family affair that they have going on here.
In the morning, we lift anchor and make our way back down to the South Pass. The conditions are amazing. About 15 knots of wind and a flat sea. Perfect for sailing.
This is one of our favourite places to snorkel, so as soon as we get there, we're straight into the water.
The large fish is a triggerfish. To protect itself from predators, the triggerfish will wedge itself into a crevice in the coral reef and erect its dorsal fin. Once securely locked into place, the fish is immovable and cannot be extracted from the reef.
Dylan and I follow a nice fish only to find ourselves way too close to a moray eel. We swim away as quickly as possible. We enjoy watching from a safe distance.
We're at anchor here, 30 knots in the South Pass. Squall's just coming through, a lot of wind. Just keeping an eye on the other boats here, make sure nobody drags, particularly anybody in front of us. But this is one of the reasons why it's good to keep your dinghy and paddleboard on board if you have to move in this wind. Oh, here comes a lot of rain.
We've seen dinghies get airborne and flip over whilst tethered behind a boat. On one occasion we even saw one flip back again.
After a very wet, bumpy night, the next morning the weather is perfect. We decide to head ashore to inspect a wreck. This didn't happen yesterday, so it must have happened over the New Year period, when there was a strong north wind. The yachts anchored here would have had no protection, and would have had heavy swell, which would have been built up across the whole length of the atoll. With the shore behind them, it would have been a very scary place to be.
This is one of those unfortunate things that every sailor tries to avoid, but you know, sometimes things do go wrong. And this is the reality of what could actually happen to you. And it's very sad to see a sailor in this situation, or that his boat is in this situation, and hopefully they can somehow salvage us, get it back off the rocks and into the sea, floating again. But it looks pretty recent, so I'm not sure what the plans are. We haven't found out any more information about it yet, but hopefully they can resolve this as soon as possible before it just turns into a permanent wreck. I'm sure whoever owns it wants to get it off there as soon as possible. But sails are still on it, the solar panels are still on it, and I'm sure hopefully they'll make an effort pretty soon to get this back in the water and floating again.
So we're here in the South Pass and our anchor's hooked on a bummy. So we've just asked some friends here to help us go down and dive it free, but we're going to try free diving down there to free it, but it's just really the anchor floater is hooked under a bummy. So now it's gone down again, and we're going to try and hook it from Makara over and out, Makara land.
Thanks to the help from our friends with dive gear, we are free and heading back to the North Pass again. The high winds cause the chain to load up and sink the floats, allowing one of them to get hooked underneath a rock or a bommy.
Laundry day.
A disappointing result.
Back in the northeast corner of Fakarava, we decide to snorkel on a coral bummy right next to the anchorage. We were not expecting much, but we were blown away.
Here are the blue-green chromis fish again, and you can clearly see how well they can protect themselves by hiding in the coral. The second you move away, they all come out to play. The black and white striped fish is the humbug, or three-striped damselfish. The vertical white stripes are used as a way of camouflage, called disruptive coloration. They are rarely found alone and like to live in groups of about 30.
These small fish play a major role in keeping the reefs healthy. They provide vital food for larger species, as well as keeping the coral algae free.
Suddenly we were surrounded by fish. Quite an experience. Where were they all going?
The dreaded crown of thorns starfish. Although impressive to see, outbreaks cause significant damage to coral reefs. and they are one of the major causes of coral reef decline across the Great Barrier Reef over the last 40 years. They can grow up to 1 meter in diameter. Each night they can eat their own body area of coral. Today's the first day that the ships returned to Whakarava after the Christmas break. It's been 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks, if not 4 weeks. 4 weeks that the ship hasn't been in, so everyone is desperate for fresh fruit and vegetables. We ran out about a week and a half ago, so we are desperate for some fruit. Luckily it's not going to be a mad scramble for us because I was organized for once, very rare for me, but I was organized and I did an order with a personal shopper in Tahiti who then put the shopping on the ship. So luckily we won't have to be in the mad supermarket scramble like we were on the 20th of December before the last ship came. So this is the anchorage. I would say, how many boats would you say, Sean? You can't maybe see them on the camera. How many? About 40 boats are waiting here. So along with all the locals, there's the Coiba ship who's offloading their big load there at the moment. So along with the locals of about what, 2,000 inhabitants, we've got, no, but less, all the way down the island. Anyway, along with the locals of Whakarava, we have all these boats to contend with, but luckily we'll just have to buy canned goods from the store and not have to, so we'll do that later once the mad rush about the vegetables has gone. So Sean's there ready. Do you want me to put those things on the boat there? We're going to go get baguettes as well. Happy days, food, woohoo, no more pasta. Are we just looking for our things?
Yeah, for our name.
So we look for our name. I'm guessing it will have my name on it.
When our stuff comes from the boat, there's our name on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's here.
So Sean's just gone off to get our email that confirms that we had things sent. There's our 5 boxes there waiting in the crate. Hopefully all the frozen stuff is still frozen. All these goods have been on this ship for since Friday, so I'm hoping everything was put in a refrigerated container, but we'll see. Hello doggy. You've had a lot of food, you have. You're not like the usual Whakarava doggy. So we have some of our shopping. Just watch that box behind you doesn't fall off, Sean. Going back to the boat. I'm not sure what state it's all going to be in when we get back, but hopefully it'll be okay. See some people rowing back. That's very energetic, to say the least. Here's the cobia. Getting ready to depart again. Hopefully our frozen things come off. Oh, they've still got loads on there. But they may be going to different islands still. So no doubt they're doing another drop-off somewhere along the line. The following day it's the twins on Bright Star's birthday, and they choose a survival night to celebrate. The boys get dropped off to make their shelters, and we get comfortable for a quiet night aboard Makara. The weather turns during the night with strong wind and heavy rain. It was quite a night for the boys in their shelters, but hats off to them for not calling for a pickup.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.